following podcast contains strong language, graphic violence, and nudity, as well as a flying V. Viewer discretion is advised. I forgot what I was supposed to say.
Show us the flying
Forget about
V.
it, cake
Show
eater.
us the flying V. That's it. Yeah,
Forget about it, cake eater. You want to play with yourself.
I did it.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Tony, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie. Yes, it is.
Welcome, everyone, to Four Guys in a Movie. Yay! The podcast about movies, snacks, and all things nerdy. I'm your coach, the brother of somebody else. Also, Rob. These are my ducks.
I'm Daffy, and I want to go home.
Cheese eater brick.
Scrooge.
Scrooge.
I'll decide who sucks around here. Currently, it's me after that introduction.
Oh, we watched Disney's The Mighty Ducks from the great year of 1992.
What made it great?
Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Yeah, although, was that 93?
That was 93.
Oh, never mind.
Technically?
Fuck,
it was
92.
being made in 92.
Nightmare Before Christmas? Question mark.
Warlock.
Warlock. Yeah.
I want to go home.
Hey, who's seen this movie before today?
I don't know if I've ever seen all of it.
Okay.
Wow.
I remembered nothing of it and substituted only things from the Mighty Ducks 2 into this movie.
Oh.
That's a common thing, actually. I've definitely seen this. I've seen the sequels. I've seen the cartoon.
I saw it once and thought that was the one and only time I would see it.
I forgot this had a cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Well, sort of.
Didn't it have a
So much
series or
for
something?
Was it actual,
yeah.
anthropomorphic ducks playing
Yes.
hockey?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
was it?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And they fought, like, some kind of dragon from space. It's,
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Of
It's
course,
fucking
yeah.
weird.
Of
No,
course you do,
why
when
would
you're
you
a
just
hockey
have
team.
kids playing hockey? Fuck that.
That's
Yeah.
just
Well, I
too
mean, to
weird.
be fair, that would make a terrible
No,
cartoon.
exactly. Like, fuck that.
This
Like,
also spawned an actual hockey team,
Yes. Yeah.
which I'm sure you got in your notes.
But, well, pretty much that.
Let's just get into them. Tony, what tell us about the Mighty Ducks?
All right, so yeah, the Mighty Ducks from 1992, rated R, rated PG, is from Stephen Herrick, probably butchering that, but
back when you couldn't call someone a cake eater without it becoming an R rating.
yeah, but he's been with us before already, and I'm sure we'll see him again. Because he brought us Critters and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Mr. Holland's Opus.
Okay,
Oh.
That's one that
sure.
kind of stands out. Let's see.
Is that like a good movie? I've never seen it.
That's a complicated thing, but
Okay.
it's well received.
All right.
I don't know that you'll like it, but
I didn't ask if I'd like it. I asked if it was a good movie.
I
I don't like good movies on the whole.
It's fine. Anyway, so our lead for this, well, not the lead, I suppose, but the head kid at one point was almost Jake Gyllenhaal, but his parents wouldn't let him do it for some reason. And they considered Leonardo DiCaprio, but that didn't work out, and we got
We're talking about for
Jackson.
Charlie.
Yeah.
They were like, Jake, you're too handsome to be in this movie. Let your sister go.
Wow. But for our lead of Gordon, other considered people were Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Michael J. Fox, and Bill Murray, but he was told he was too old.
Tom Green.
That would have been a movie.
Wait,
As you
Bill-
almost, yeah, Bill Murray, yeah.
both? Okay.
But as you brought up, unsurprisingly, they strongly considered Charlie Sheen, but he turned it down.
Yeah.
So
When you can't get a Sheen.
you get the other.
That's the best.
Yeah.
And if Emilio says no, just call Joe. That's what the actual business card says for Joe Estevez.
I think the real slogan now is if Amelia says no, just stop. Just you've lost.
How many people are in that family?
A lot. So
it's a family. They tend to be fairly sizable.
Well, I mean, like in that family and famous, because like the sister or wife is a singer, and there's two actors, as you just said, Emilio and Joe. I didn't even know who Joe was.
We'll get you, Joe.
whose wife is the singer?
I don't know if it's a sister or a wife. I just know like Amelia or
Sister
Gloria Estefan.
Okay. So moving on.
Yeah, just keep it rolling, Tony. Keep going.
As you already mentioned,
It's too early for that shit.
this is where I want to be in this. All right, so as you already mentioned, Disney created an actual hockey team called the Ducks, later renamed to the Mighty Ducks after the success of this movie. But
And then renamed the Ducks.
before Disney got it, apparently this movie's going to be a whole lot darker, and it was really going to just center around an alcoholic NHL player who ends up coaching a ragtag team. I'm guessing of adults. I couldn't find confirmation on that, but
Okay.
It would have been interesting
and
if all of the players were also in AA and they were basically just as good as the kids were.
The Mighty Drunks.
The Mighty Drunks.
Well, it's that's how they stay sober.
Yeah,
know,
but
they're
you go and
focused
do
on
your
hockey.
hockey.
But that's why
you
could find this info everywhere. But yes, in fact, Gordon Bombay got his name because those are two common gins.
Okay.
Gordon?
Well, yeah. So do you want to guess at how much money this movie cost?
No.
All right.
I'm gonna
Moving on to
say
the rest of you.
I'm gonna say 30 million.
30 million. Huh?
Yep.
I don't know. Most of the actors were kids, so they could probably underpay them. I'll go with 20 mil.
They wasted a lot of eggs.
They waste a lot of eggs.
You're
$6
thinking-
million.
Thinking maybe a mil per egg.
I'll go 15.
I believe you're all over. It was 10 million.
Wow. Okay.
I said six.
Joe, yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
no,
You're
no.
you're
Joe
right.
won.
Okay.
That's
I want to guess how much it made.
Too fucking much.
This was a stupid big movie. if I remember
225.
right. That's a big number. I'm gonna go with 100.
55.
50.
It was 50.
I cheated.
Okay. I don't care.
he's googling it now.
I will say, however, as far as I could tell, that is the actual box office results, which was good. But this did fucking amazing with home video rentals.
Okay. Yeah, that's I think where I got missed because there's a ton of sequels to this, aren't there?
I think it's just the 3, and then, but yeah, now they have a series on Disney Plus or whatever.
Oh, that's
Although what
right.
fucking doesn't at this point?
Yeah, that doesn't count. It doesn't have to be popular. It just has to be something.
You have to
Disney.
spend money for that not to happen now.
Yeah, that's true. Please don't ruin my IP. I'll pay you anything.
We own it all, bitches.
They just extort like protection payments from you, or they ruin your. They buy whatever you belong to and then ruin you.
That would make more sense. 'Cause, like, you know, guys, I can't keep paying for what is it? Starsky? Not Starsky and Hutch. What was the one with the dog?
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. Like, I can't keep paying them off for Turner and Hooch. I just let them make the show. Let them make the show. It's 30 years too late, but they're gonna do it. Fuck,
Yeah.
whatever.
You know, kind of related. You remember when the Winnie the Pooh copyright
Yep.
expired? I had the horror movie.
Yeah, it's Mickey Mouse now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steam your Willie. Oh yeah. Put it in
Stanley
my
Steamer
ear.
Willie.
Yeah, that's a complicated story as well. But anyway, yeah.
Who's in this?
All right. Well, we've already mentioned Emilio Estevez as Gordon Bombay. You got Joss Ackland.
What's that? I'm sorry. It's just if they want to make a horror movie of Steamboat Willie,
Uh-huh.
all they got to do is put a monkey
Yeah.
in a Mickey Mouse
No,
costume.
And
Honestly,
then have someone whistling for the monkey.
I don't want it to be actual scary.
no, honest to God, one of my first thoughts was seeing that, you know, like, oh, right, that's up now. And then remembering March of the Wooden Soldiers, and I was like, we could make an analog horror movie. That would be fucking fantastic. But
Yeah, Emilio Estevez, by this point, podcast veteran. Josh Ackland making his return to the podcast in surprisingly not his worst role.
What was he in?
As Hans. He was in The Kid in King Arthur's Court. He was King Arthur. Remember when he was fighting with Excalibur?
No.
He was fighting the sword.
No, with it. It was one of the saddest
and who
things.
did he play in this?
He played Hans, that rando.
Oh, the old
The old
guy?
man
shop
on the
owner.
shop.
Santa?
Yeah.
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 He was King Arthur?
Yep.
Oh.
He played the Russian ambassador in Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
He's been a
Oh, I
Briton, a
remember that.
Norseman,
Yep.
and a Russian.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, his role almost went to Max von Sydow.
You guys gotta
I don't know
understand,
why that
like,
didn't-
as soon as the movie is finished, like, it starts purging itself from
Oh,
my
yeah.
brain.
I'm
You're the
kind of
Gene of our group.
envious of that ability, though, because there's a lot of shit that you.
It's gonna
It's
be
just gone, and like for
That-
me, it's there forever.
That is why he's the only one that's watched Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny multiple times.
Multiple times this year.
Yeah, see,
You're
it's,
forgetting
this
that you
year is
watched
11 days old.
Correct.
it's not. Yeah, it's not that he has an ability to purge his memory.
Yeah.
It's that shit has melted his brain
Yeah.
cells
Well, you
where
know,
he can't.
that's how, it's always a freak accident that gives someone their powers.
Meanwhile, I'm the one that's like trying to do, at some point we'll have to do taxes and be trying to do math and just hear and shit like that. I'm like,
Well, it just happens the ice cream bunny is my tax guy.
So we also have Lane Smith as Coach Riley
yeah.
and Heidi King as Casey, and then a bunch of fucking kids. Just a bunch of
Yeah,
kids.
it's just a bunch of kids. We'll probably name them as they come up. I don't really.
Joshua Jackson,
Yeah.
Foggy Nelson, and
Yeah.
So-
that's about it.
Matt
all you
Doherty,
need.
who played Les Averman, the kid that was making Rob Schneider jokes the whole movie.
Fuck that
I hate
kid.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a bald Weird Al now, like a Weird Al with a receding hairline.
So Gallagher.
Yes, he actually looks like
Oh.
Gallagher, like Jewish Gallagher.
All right. Well, before I throw up what I already ate, guys, it's time for a quick test kitchen. Y'all remember Oreo Cakesters? These are Oreo Cakesters with peanut butter.
Uh-oh.
What could go wrong?
I mean,
Brick.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I've never had
shot.
these before, and
So
I totally.
none of us have had them. That's why it's a test.
No, I
kitchen.
mean like
You gotta
historically,
share
I've never had Cakesters.
Well,
I'll
it's
share it
enough
with
for
Tony.
everybody to have one.
Oh, we each get our own package.
Oh.
It's $5 in the box. I mean, if you don't like them, you don't have to eat both of them.
Oh, there's two.
Pardon
You finish
our-
what you start around here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. Pardon our crinkles, guys.
Don't waste food.
But prepare to hear the dull, soft mouthing of Cakesters.
All right, so just at visual inspection, it doesn't look that bad.
No.
No, it's-
So what was it that the kids in the movie said? Soft hands.
Yeah, soft hands.
Soft hands.
Soft hands, hard nuts.
Yeah.
it's about concentration, not strength.
I want to point out, especially even before he looked like Gallagher, if that kid says soft hands, I am not shaking his hand.
Yeah, it's good. Cake is a little bit on the dry side.
Yeah, a little bit.
More than a little bit.
I've actually kind of been spoiled by Rob's Reese's cakes that he makes.
Yeah.
That, like, that's my standard with chocolatey peanut butter things.
I make Reese's cakes.
You make peanut butter cakes,
Oh.
or
You make-
or you
yeah.
buy them. I don't
You
know,
make
but
cakes that
you
have,
provide
like,
me
peanut
with
butter
them,
frosting.
and I
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
I used to, yeah.
Well,
Hint,
It's all right.
nudge.
yeah. Okay. I know you used to, but you need to remember Joe remembers things from more than 5 days ago.
I don't remember things that happen like now,
I'd,
but things in the past. locked
I'd
in.
rather eat one of these here Reese's cakes.
I'd rather eat an Oreo,
Yeah, I mean
a peanut butter.
they're not
Oreo.
terrible.
Yeah,
But-
they're acceptable.
Whoever
Yeah,
wants
they're-
my second one can have
I
it.
wouldn't.
They're not inspiring, but you know, they're-
You remember E.L. Fudge, the peanut butter variant of him? It was like a chocolate cookie and it had peanut butter in the middle.
Vaguely.
I want that.
Yeah.
That made me want that.
What about Nutter
Yeah.
Butters?
I'll take a Nutter Butter over that.
Okay.
So don't get me wrong, it's
I
not
agree.
bad.
Yeah, it's got a very
But-
like devil dog sort of cake to it, which I'm not a fan of Drake's.
Yep.
It makes the devil. I think their shit's too dry.
His music sucks.
Yeah, but also, yeah. Fuck John. Fucking sorry. I lost whatever I was gonna say.
Just
Go
push
on.
that right out of your
Go on.
skull.
It took too long. I'm the opposite of the Metallica song. The memory does not remain.
All right. So
This movie.
He doesn't have enough. I have way too many.
what do you think? Like
I feel like we're
C
kinda-
tier, mid tier?
Yeah, we'll say C.
Yeah, I'll go with C.
It ain't bad, but it's
Yeah.
not.
I feel like it's, a
not doing
solid
anything
C.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not seek them out.
Yeah, this is.
I prefer the regular variety. For whatever reason, the regular one seems like less dry to me. But
Yeah, this seems like a Nutter Butter or something not around. This might be a go-to, but
I will
wouldn't-
recommend whatever the hell these Reese's peanut butter cupcakes are.
Those are quite good.
Those are slamming jamming.
Yeah.
I do gotta try that Twix milk chocolate bark, but not now
Yeah, no,
because I gotta
that's-
talk
that's
about
good
this
stuff.
movie.
Yeah, this movie. We got Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, begins where all good sports movies begin, with abject failure.
Oh, first, Touchwood Pictures.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Touch grass picture.
yeah. Some
Also, I just want to throw out, Rob was apparently bringing up his notes, but I totally thought he was just like, yeah, let's talk about this movie. I'm going to just start up a game on my phone.
yeah. So, I started right as this started. I'm like, all right, let's get the shit rolling, and I'm hitting the skip 30-second button through the credits, and then I just heard an announcer talking about a hockey game. I'm like, oh fuck, it's Emilio Estevez failing when he's a kid at a hockey game, and sure enough, like it cuts to video and. There's this young kid, and I'm like, it's in soft focus. That's Emilio Estevez's memory. Here we go.
You did
He's gonna
remind
fuck
me
this up.
how much I hated the opening credit scene, though, because it's just words slowly flashing on the screen, slowly disappearing.
Very slowly.
There's no graphics behind it, barely any music. It's like a why did you do this?
It's like the length of like a 60s, early 70s movie where all of the credits are at the beginning of the movie. So this kid skates up. He dekes this goalie right out of his pants and shoots his shot, and it hits the pole and goes wide.
And ruins his life
Ruins his
forever.
life. That
Ruins his life into a high-powered attorney job.
Well,
Yeah, it's one thing if this was like a tennis match or a karate tournament or anything where it's just you. It's a fucking team sport. Like, and this was just to determine if it goes to overtime or not. So it's like, yeah, okay, you missed that shot, but the whole rest of the team fucked up too.
Right, yeah, it's
with-
their fault. It's all of your fault collectively. It came to this, right?
Exactly.
True.
Like, you should have scored more goals or played better defense. Like,
Well, I mean,
And I have already ceased giving a fuck about this.
well, first of all, yeah, you're totally right, and because he even says that just meant that they went into overtime, and that's when they lost.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even him losing the game there.
Yeah.
That was just him setting up their failure, essentially. But I think, again, the point is more just Lane Smith put a ton of pressure on him. So this one thing from when he was 6 and his dad died haunted him for the rest of his life.
so it leads to Emilio Estevez being an emotionally immature person for about 25 minutes, and then that shit's just done. But we get 25 minutes of Emilio Estevez being a prick. And
What did his dad die of? Shame.
shame. Yep. We cut to in the courtroom, and he straight up just threatens the judge with I'm citing this case precedent of this time you fucked something up, and I guess that's going to shame you into agreeing with me,
Sure.
even though I'm not following procedure.
Of course.
Worked.
Yeah, and it totally did work. And the guy's the other attorney, the defense attorney's like, what? I don't mind losing, but I would like to lose in a fair fight. And he's like, I don't give a shit about you. Yeah. Get out of here.
Again, he was taught to win at all costs and blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can't do it in hockey. He's going to do it in the courtroom.
He's undefeated lawyer. He's got to go see Mr. Ducksworth. Mr. Ducksworth's like, Gordon, you won too hard.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, next time you got to be more subtle, because I don't know why. Like
Because
just-
me and the judge play golf on Sundays.
I guess, yeah.
I think more importantly, because like you're doing some real shady ass shit, and if we get caught, we're gonna all go down.
Okay, but so if he gets caught for that, you know who's getting in trouble? The fucking judge who let
Judge,
that
yeah.
happen.
Well, yes, but I'm sure
Yeah.
that it's a house of cards, and
Well, he cited
they're all gonna
case
go down
law
at some
where
point.
the judge supported the other guy making an objection
Yep.
when it went to a higher appellate court. That judge's decision
Yeah.
was overturned, and so he was citing that same situation. So it was a legitimate thing.
But you know what a judge would do in that
But-
scenario? Be like, well, then we'll see it in appellate court because I'm
Yeah.
still doing what
You can bill me.
what I feel is the right thing to do right now.
Yeah, as far as I could see, he was just aggressive. So there's nothing I could imagine a high-powered firm like that would have cared.
Yeah.
They would have been like,
Well,
thanks for getting us more money.
Again, except for the fact that Mr. Ducksworth probably plays golf
Unlike-
with the
yeah,
judge
except
on
for
the
that, yeah.
weekend.
yeah, because they're all connected.
You hurt my friend's feelings.
Anyway, Emilio sounds like he's been huffing helium this entire time.
He
That's
goes,
his brother.
He's a dick to all of his staff.
Not helium.
And then he's like, all right, check it out. I got to get in my fancy car, drink and drive in the snow. And
Now,
my license plate
fancy
just says
car.
just win.
What kind of car is he driving?
I don't know.
I wasn't paying
It was
attention.
very
I don't
dark.
remember, but I'm sure for the '90s
It was
probably
a muscly
something.
car.
It was an IROC Z.
He was attempting to at least display his scrotum, if not his entire penis.
Yeah, that's fair. It was a big, huge swinging dick.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Yep.
It's the fanciest car that this movie could afford.
It's $6 million. So
Cops like, I don't give a damn about your penis. You turned one letter into a W. You're clearly drunk, and I'm arresting you.
yeah,
You know, he's like, you want blood, saliva, or urine? And he's like, I don't want any of those. I'm full.
I'm full.
I don't,
That is the one line that kind of got me.
But honestly, you think that was scripted, or do you think they just filmed Emilio Estevez getting into UI?
Yeah.
Something my brother said a couple times to the cops. Just give it a shot.
We all been drinking Tiger Blood, man. It's all right.
And then, oh,
Yeah, urine or blood. Is it tiger blood? I'll take some tiger blood.
did you guys lose your sound at this point?
Yes, we did.
So I just made
On a
noises.
very legitimate copy.
Yeah,
I
my
did not.
DVD. Oh, I'm sorry. My VHS skipped.
Yeah, so, okay, Brick, what happened in this scene where he's talking to Ducksworth? Obviously, Ducksworth was like, you got to do community service. But
Yeah.
I assume he got a sentence like knocked down to community
That is
service.
Yes.
effectively
Yeah, I
what
think
it
that's
was.
what it was.
He got it knocked down.
He's gonna like lose his license or something.
He was basically told to go do the community service, but he was going to use that as an exercise to teach him how to play fairly. And
Good sportsmanship.
I think there was some kind of an arrangement made specifically to make him be a coach. There was some other schmeeb that he was playing golf with and was like, hey, I need this favor. And he was like, hey, I have a high-powered attorney that for whatever reason I didn't like how hard he won. So I'm going to have him be your coach now.
So you know how I could tell that scene is superfluous? Because the sound came back on while he's driving his limo to the
Yep.
practice, and he says all of that again.
Yeah.
To Lou, who is just a minor character in this film, who I honestly would have kind of liked to have seen a little more of, because I kind of like the way Lou handles business.
Lou is
No
basically Gordon's Govinder.
Govinder?
Yeah, from what?
don't
From
From Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yeah, Govinder.
Oh,
Mohinder.
Mohinder,
Yeah.
there you go.
Dopinder, whatever.
Or Dopinder. Yeah.
Dopinder, I
It was Dopinder. Mohinder's from Heroes. Never mind. Rob just fucking whipped out a Stromboli and he's taking it right in his mouth.
It's not a euphemism. He actually did whip out a Stromboli.
Rob's calorie count was falling way too low. He had to- so let's fix that.
Fucking cake eater.
My blood meat was good.
It's been more than 2 weeks since I had the meat sweats. Let's get a head start on it.
What you need is another hot beef injection.
My cheese levels were plummeting.
Tangy veins of mayo.
So we meet are delightful scamps for this film. Essentially, just well, actually, no. We have to go through. We have to go through the steps of this.
Oh God.
They
no.
dumpster dive for a purse.
Yes.
Then get a can of chili to feed to a dog, to get the dog to shit, to load into the purse, to do essentially just
And then they walk with the purse loaded with dog
Oh
shit
yeah,
for
with
like
a poopy
block.
purse.
Yeah.
And essentially just set an elaborate poop dollar joke. They put $1 sticking out of the purse. This one guy, he like drives by in his Corvette. He sees the poopy purse on the ground. Just sees $1 sticking out of it. He's like, I'll steal that. That's
I'll pull
fine.
my car over to
Yeah.
steal a purse with $1.
Yeah,
You don't
what
know
the
if he
fuck?
was going to steal it.
That I somehow saw from my moving vehicle.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. If that's
Yeah.
wasn't his goal, why'd he stop?
Well, maybe he was opening it up to look for ID so he could
Yeah.
try to return
No.
it to the proper
Well,
owner.
he wouldn't go back to his car with it first.
Yes.
If I'm picking up any sort of satchel-like object off the ground, I'm going to check first to see if anyone dumped in it. It's because of kids like these shits. Yeah, or to see if there's like, a camera in it, a fart bomb, any of those random things that could be
Glitter
in there.
bomb, yeah.
Glitter bomb.
Yeah, so just like technically speaking, how loose do you think that poop was?
Oh, that was just a can of bean chili. I don't think that chili even had meat in it.
It takes roughly 3 to 4 hours at least for something to move through a dog's digestive tract.
But I think that's one of those instances where that came in, and the dog's body was like, everybody out.
Yeah, whatever the dog already had loaded.
Yeah, like when I eat Taco
Yeah.
Bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I also like
This town
how
ain't big enough for the two of
how
us.
John once again is trying to apply real world logic as if it means shit in a garbage movie like this.
Oh, no. In this case, it does mean
Yeah,
shit.
it's real world logic about shit.
Yeah.
One of John's specialties.
So that dog would have probably taken a shit immediately after eating the can of chili or beans or whatever that was, but it would have been whatever his last meal was before that. So hopefully a normal dog shit.
I don't think they even heated it up for the poor dog.
Again, yeah. Well, no, they definitely didn't, but I don't know.
So I imagined a scenario where I gave credit to the movie director here, but this was probably just the editor was like, "Fuck it." But basically, it's the kid power chase where like the adult sees that he's, "Oh no, you gave me a poopy purse. I'm gonna chase you," and it's the standard lame kid power chase.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think the director was like, I am required to put this in here by like the studio or whatever, so I'm just going to fast forward through it. But it was probably the editor was just like, this has to be under 90 minutes. Let's fast forward through it.
Also, having been in a kid power chase at roughly 1992,
Yep.
after throwing a snowball at a pickup truck,
Snowball had a snake in it.
no, I wouldn't mistreat my snakes. that
Snake
way.
had a snowball in it.
Yeah, but after pegging a pickup truck in the window with a very hard packed snowball, and then that pickup truck stopping in its tracks, turning around and driving over the curb into the park that me and my friends were in, and then proceeding to chase us around several blocks. Like, it did feel like it was happening in fast forward.
See, those were always slow motion for me.
I also I think especially I know the music was, but this whole thing just reeked of Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah.
because again, I feel all of this is like paint by numbers, just checking off the
feel
boxes.
like some higher up just told the production that like this has to be in there.
Yeah.
And they just fast forwarded.
And a giant spider.
Yep.
We also
It was
the
the
kids
reverse-
need
John
to be,
Peters was not involved.
It was the reverse Zack Snyder.
the kids need to be little shits, so we need to do something, I guess, to show that they're little
Here,
shits.
it's shit.
So
And they're being little
Also,
shits
yeah.
with shit.
On that note, I guess it couldn't have been that loose because they don't catch it in the purse. They
That's
have
true. They scoop it up off the ground.
Anyway,
Right.
I just would find even more funny.
So poop dollar.
poop dollar.
Now we cut to Gordon in the limo driving to meet the kids, that he's going to coach.
Opening a purse full of shit.
And I got to say, like, props to Gordon because he sees the kids, he sees them on the lake. He says, just drive the limo out there. Just fucking run them over. He's like, yeah, I'm down with that. So,
Well, he looks at him and he's like, for real? Ice? Drive? And he's like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
fine. So they just drive the limo out onto the ice. he declares himself the coach, and he's like, all right, let's see some kids practice here. And
Is this your stick, motherfucker?
the kid, the kid that will grow up to look like Jewish Gallagher, channeling his best Rob Schneider. He's like, well, I got to warn you, we really suck. And he's like, I'll decide who sucks around here.
Said to a bunch.
Yeah, why was he looking at the one little girl on the team when
Yeah.
he said that?
Yeah.
I
Can we talk about the obligatory girl for a sec?
Sure.
Because I like that, again, this movie, I could tell someone was like, no, you got to have a girl on the team. And he's like, okay. And that's it. And like,
Yeah,
she,
it was
she
fine.
never does anything.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah, she's not like the best
there-
player on the team.
But
or,
there were 2 girls.
eventually,
They
Eventually,
recruit another
yeah.
they
one
recruited
later.
a second
Yeah.
one. But yeah, I was with you, like, remembering there was a girl in here. I was so afraid we were going to get something, she's the most badass or the most talented,
Yeah.
so, like, and kicking everybody's ass, or they're going to, we can't have a girl until she starts beating everyone. Like,
Yeah, everyone
but she's just
accepts
there.
that she's there.
She's just
Or
there.
the part
She's
where
just
they
part of the
all
group.
stop and tell her how amazing she is.
yeah.
Yeah, like, they didn't make a
amazing.
thing out of it. She's just part of the
She's just
team.
there.
It is still
Thank
1992,
God.
so one of the boys, who we don't even know who this boy is, he's just like, I got to get with her.
Listen, he's got the Riz. He's,
He's
gonna
like,
spend the Riz.
yeah, he's like, look, it's a 90s movie, you're a girl.
Throw that shit around, man.
Somebody's going to hook up with you. It's going to be me.
I don't get it.
It's charisma.
It's
He's got
Rob
the charisma.
using modern
It's
slang.
Merriam-Webster
Weirdly.
Dictionary's word of the year for 2023.
Of course it
For
is.
God's sakes, get with the times, boys.
Got the
Said the
Riz.
guy who said, I hate don't yuck my yum.
Yeah, because it's gross. It's gross sounding.
Whenever someone
Anyway.
says Riz, I always think of Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Because that rat was very charismatic. Now I will say they
He stopped being a filthy animal.
Yeah, they did cut out the part in the movie.
John's
where,
still working it
See,
all out.
it immediately makes me think of like something awful, like like Skeet, like
Yeah.
Riz Skeet,
Like Chugi.
Yeah, but John, any word does that.
Yeah,
right?
it makes me think.
Yeah, that is-
Any
that's
like
you.
short word that's just like one syllable with an
Like
S
duck.
or a Z. Yeah,
Like Chode.
like chode.
It's just off of jizz. It's so, I mean, it's,
Yeah,
In fairness,
Riz,
that is a
jizz,
good point.
you know.
Yeah.
Risen on the jizz.
Anyway, let's move this along.
we're old.
Again, so
Let's go.
the kids are they're practicing. They suck. The goalie's afraid of the puck. Then
To be fair, he's wrapped in newspaper.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Then the
Yeah, I'd be afraid to.
Emilio Estevez is like, okay, check it out. I'm going to stop paying attention to you and go in my limo and conduct business on my car phone. And the kids just immediately ransack the fucking limo. They're shaking around on it. They're blowing like raspberries on the window.
open up, give us your
Yeah.
cake.
And I refuse to believe that Emilio Estevez or Lou did not immediately lock the doors.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's-
one of the two of them would have immediately locked the doors the moment they got in
That
there.
is a good point.
Having said that, when I was younger, I did manage to get into my father's pickup truck through the back little tiny square slider door.
Yeah.
He accidentally locked the truck with the keys inside, but I was able to pop that sucker open.
Yeah, I mean, well,
scoot in
But a
there.
limousine doesn't have that.
Right,
so.
Yeah.
They got a sunroof.
Rick Skeleton was made of cartilage till he was 15 also. That's why his brain don't work right. It's been squeezed through many small gaps.
Well, that and the
so-
tree that my friends rolled off a cliff onto my head. But
Yep.
I mean, they did have those two fat kids there,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like were just like inhaling like Kirby and probably just sucked the lock up.
Oh, it's like a
It's
reverse of
possible.
the guy from No Country for Old Men. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
the piston that blew the lock off. This
Right.
kid's
Yeah,
just
that face he was making on the window, he just did that on the lock and it
Yeah,
popped right
that's it.
open. Yeah,
That's what he was doing. He
Yeah.
was just sucking the lock.
exactly.
Up.
I will say though, if they had just been bouncing on this thing and the ice broke and it sank and
I
they just
really
cut to credits,
expected-
I would have been 5 stars.
I expected that was going to happen when they were trying to drive away. I was like, they're going to fucking sink, and this is going to be a short, tragic movie.
Yeah, would have been amazing.
So now that they're all in the limo, and Lou's like, Lou for MVP. He's like, you want me to kill one of them as an example? Emilio Estevez is like, no, just drive. We'll
Not
just
yet,
drive
I
around.
think he
Yeah.
said.
One of the kids finds Lou's candy stash. Again, Lou for MVP. He had a fucking like big bag of candy right up there.
Could be a diabetic. You don't know.
Never mind. So
Keep going.
Now this redheaded woman runs out and is like, "What are you doing driving on the pond?
What are
And
you
you're
doing with a limo full of kids?
on the pond? Yeah, my son's in there. You're gonna kill my kid."
Yeah, I think the bigger issue
Oh,
is
I won't kill him.
strange man who, by court
Yeah.
order, just had to drive out here in a limo
Yep.
to gather a bunch of children, including my kid, into his car after him telling all of them, "I'll tell you who sucks around here." I would have issues with this too.
But
Want
the
some
moment
candy.
you see her, you're like, all right, moderately attractive older woman, and like, yep, all right, that's what's his name? That's Gordon's love interest right there.
It's the 90s.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get with you.
Yeah,
Might as well be
and
him.
you know, honestly, that's
It's not
as
my
far
case in the
yeah.
90s.
As far as like, you know, someone you're forced to get with, I would be happy with her. Yeah.
It was at this point I realized this movie was happening without my consent.
The movie was happening?
Yeah, I was like done.
I realized that the moment I start to fuck her every week.
I tried though. I really did try.
Occasionally there's a movie I'm excited about. But all right. So now one of these kids up front stole Lou's candy and like stuffed it in all his pockets. Lou ain't having that.
No.
Lou takes the kid, sets him upside down for the pile driver, and just shakes the shit out of him till all the candy falls out.
I would have fallen up on my earlier thing about one of the kids being an example, and I would have kept driving and just opened the door and held him out against the ice.
What if Lou slipped on
what
the
happens.
ice, and then the next scene they're at the funeral for the kid, and then afterwards, you know, what's his name? Gordon's like, "Oh, we got a game today," and it just snaps to that.
Better movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Jeez.
the kid's mom has to come up and slap him like in Jaws.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you want to get extra points from me? Just periodically when we get that crowd shot, everybody going, "Ducks!" You just see the one woman crying. Like,
Wow. This got dark.
Oh, also Goldberg.
I'm not having a good day.
While they're in the limo, the goalie Goldberg apparently farts so bad that it pretty much triggers an abandoned ship right there.
Gold blast.
So
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Release some gold dust. Yeah.
So now
Like gold.
we cut to game day, and of course they're playing the Hawks, Gordon's old team, with Gordon's old coach. And Gordon's old coach is like, "Oh, hey, Gordon, I'm gonna whip your ass today." It's a shame that we have to put up this banner of that time you got us second place, rat fucker. Like,
Rat soupy.
You tarnished my perfect record, you little bitch.
I wish you had died that day.
yeah.
I genuinely wish that.
Why
Wish
are
you had
still
died
alive?
instead of your daddy.
Yeah.
Why are you still alive? Why
Yeah.
did you come back to this town?
Don't worry.
Why are you in front of me?
My team's gonna murder yours. You thought your sense of pride took a beating before. And the Hawks are pretty much just team evil.
They're the Slytherin on ice.
Yeah.
They're
Fucking-
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
The ginger kid is already doing the Rob Schneider jokes. And I'm like, fuck. Just can this kid get injured?
For the second time.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, you only need to be an hour and a half. You know where you could lose that extra, 13 minutes? Cut this kid the fuck out.
Who is Rob Schneider?
Keep going.
I'm
We'll
I'm
explain it
glad
later.
that you don't know who that is. So I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. It's in your best interest to just
Yeah.
keep that.
All right.
He's that guy that did the Schneider cut. You don't know that?
Well, I know D. Schneider. I
Yep.
know whoever
Yeah, well-
it is that did the Schneider cut.
That's his brother.
Again, how many people are in this family?
No, it's just the three brothers, I think.
No,
I don't think their father is.
Keep
famous.
track, and we'll let you know you can
Well, it's the
stop.
two brothers, and D is their father.
Oh, is D the father? I never
Yeah.
knew that.
He's that old?
He's
He's
old.
pretty old, yeah. He's
Shit,
old.
son.
But I mean, Rob Schneider was really young when he became famous, so
Yeah.
it's not,
Prodigy.
yeah, nepotism a little bit. But
Prodigy's one way to put it. Anyway,
You can do it.
he might show up at some point on this podcast. So
they
we'll,
were gonna take over Twisted Sister, but
So, you know what showed up a lot more in 1992 than I realized? Casual racist jokes. Game's about to start. You got the front line of the they're not even called the Ducks at this point. They're District 5, District D5. You know, you happen to have two brown kids flanking a white kid. So a guy on the Aryan like Uber Team Hawk here comes up.
It's
and
an entire team of Draco Malfoys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Legitimately.
literally.
all panda cubs. Skates up and he's like, look, an Oreo line.
Wow.
You're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, all
Playing
right.
prison rules.
Speaking of prison and racism, one of those kids was Juicy Smoulier.
One of them was?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I did not know.
actually a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, the Hawks just beat their ass, run the score up.
Proving that racism is correct.
Yeah.
That's
and,
how that works, right? Whoever wins.
well, might makes
morally
right.
correct.
That's it. Yeah. You know, I'm correct because I'm stronger than you.
Some people
Feel
believe
the
that.
force.
Yeah. So there's this one kid on the team named Charlie, and he's almost about to score. And fucking the Jewish Gallagher here is like, don't worry, he always fucks up. And and of course the kid falls over and misses the shot.
I like that you just got finished like
Talking about
talking
racist
about casual
comments.
racism, and we're calling this dude Jewish Gallagher.
I like that it's
they-
being pointed out by you.
No, this movie has set a bad example for me. I would like to apologize to listeners at home.
Maybe Gallagher was Jewish. Do we know?
I don't want to think
He
more about
had a
Gallagher.
twin brother.
He still does.
Rob, we've
It
already
still
had to
does.
discuss Rob Snyder. I don't want to discuss Gallagher.
As
It's possible.
Listen,
really.
as long as I get a
Through this.
chuckle out of it, I'm going to keep going.
All right, so now, what's the coach of the Hawks saying there? It's like, besides that, it's like it's not worth winning if you don't do it big or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
He's
Not
like,
worth winning if you
you're
don't
not
win
scoring
big."
enough on these people. Like any team can score this much. You should be scoring twice as much.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, dude, it's a little league game. But I mean, in fairness, in multiple little leagues, including here in Connecticut, they've had to make rules to stop people like this.
Yup.
He made them all read that one chapter from It, and he was like, "That's what you need to do to the other team."
At one point, the
But
goalie.
that's also that is the point. Is he's like pushing this agenda, like winning is everything. If you don't win, if you're not the best fucking thing ever, then you're garbage.
trash.
Yeah.
But I'll keep track of you so that I can insult you if you ever come back to this town.
I campaign to take second place banners down. The goalie straight up just gives up at this point. Goldberg, he's like, fuck, you know what? Just score the goal.
Yeah.
I don't care. But as pointed out, he's not even wearing pads.
Yeah.
No one on this team has anything that matches. Everyone's gear's terrible.
What is he not wearing, Joe?
Pads?
What kind of pads?
Goalie pads.
Goalie pads.
Hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. See,
No,
you had my guard up so much
Yeah.
where I'm like, this is somehow going to end up in a vagina. And then I was not expecting.
That's where I thought it was going to.
I'm like, I was not expecting.
I was like, oh, here comes more casual racism or sexism. Like, oh boy. But no, all right.
Thus is the magic of me.
Yeah. No, you triple deked me there.
What is the deep?
Did the old corkscrew.
What is that phrase? The deep.
I don't know, it's
Deke.
Deep.
faking them out, looking like you're going to go one way and you go the other.
Is
That
it
is a
named
weird
after
word.
somebody, maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I genuinely
Probably. I don't know.
So
Who here is the sports guy?
Nope.
None of us.
now Gordon just flips out on the team. He's like, you're all lazy. You're all terrible. You're not doing anything that I told you to do. And they're like, why should we? And then
And you're like, yeah, why should they?
Gordon's like, you got a point. And I'm just going to walk away. And he sees this random old man, and you're like, just random. Like, is that guy magical? Like, I don't know.
Is he gonna-
Yeah, we're like, is that the ghost of his father?
Is that actual Santa Claus? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Well, that's what I call it. I was
Yeah.
like, is he hunting for Fraggles?
Is that the angel that's supposed to talk him out of jumping
Yeah.
off the bridge?
Yeah,
I mean-
he is like that mythical character of someone. Like he's never actually a magical creature, but he might as well be.
Well, that's one strength of these
He's a gnome. He shines shiny shoes.
generic cookie cutter movies. Like, this is the one character that can vary completely in like origin and powers and whatnot. So, like, when you see that character, you are kind of excited. 'Cause you're like, I don't know where this is going to go. Turns out this movie's going to go nowhere.
Right.
But sometimes that person will, like, cast a spell or be an angel or shine your shoes.
He's just a sad old shopkeeper
Yeah.
with no kids of his own.
So, now
Just sitting there sharpening those blades all day long.
we cut to some sad 11-year-old street antics here as they find a crate of Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions, not even porno mags.
I mean,
Well, it is a Disney
but
movie.
when you're in a pinch, man.
Yeah, I mean, when
yeah.
you're 11, you take what you could
Yeah,
get.
no,
This is
sports-
way before the internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated did the job when it.
Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't come across a great windfall, but,
You're 92. You're what is that? Is that Cindy Crawford days?
Yeah.
Is that Kathy Ireland
That-
going on there?
Well, so-
Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's
Also,
what
again-
Brooke was checking into.
This stuff is pushing the boundaries for a Disney movie, so like you also got to take what you
So-
can get.
as far as getting excited about it, I'll give you that. But now this is about to turn into a gang fight here because 3 of the Hawks show up on rollerblades to take their swimsuit mag.
It is the dumbest thing.
And I'm like, they're on rollerblades. Just
Like,
stand your ground and knock them over.
Yeah. Well, first of all, they might as well be snapping as
Yeah.
they like roll up.
You have the advantage in numbers. They're on rollerblades. They're not even really bigger than you.
Also, am I losing my mind? They found a fucking box.
Yeah.
Let them
Yeah.
take it. Just grab another. There were like
Yeah.
more than enough.
Well, I don't think
That's going to cut
that's
into
the
that kid's
point.
profits.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Hustler.
You know what else is going to cut into his profits when he has to pay to get his teeth replaced?
The
So,
smut.
that's
kid
his parents.
there.
Yeah, his
doesn't cut
parents
into
will
his
pay for that.
so the ground shakes and a fucking ogre just shows up. And this is Fulton Reed. But at this point, you're like, is that an ogre? Because he is shaking the ground as he walks.
This is like the Sandlot
It's the
exaggeration.
dog
Yeah.
in Sandlot.
Yeah.
And he just throws these kids
Again, box
into the gutter.
check.
Get them out of here.
Out you go.
He throws the bad kids onto the kid they just
Yeah.
kicked ass.
I mean, and we didn't see it, but I'm sure he took the swimsuit bag and left.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. He's got to calm down after that.
He's like, you owe me a life boon, so give me Cindy Crawford, and I'm leaving.
I'm gonna take this home to the wife and kids.
Yeah. So now we cut to the next practice, and Gordon's plan here is to basically have the team just take dives
Yep.
Yeah.
to get penalties, I
Well,
guess.
because
Yeah.
he's going with the strategies he has as an attorney.
Yes.
Of just doing whatever you need to do.
Yep.
Shortest path.
And
Yeah.
I know how, because doing that, he probably knows how to, coach people in faking injuries. So.
Oh yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
so I believe all of that, but like his team can't execute, so all those all those foul shots aren't going to matter, and it's not like soccer where the clock runs while you're pretending to be injured, so everybody does it. Like, I don't know.
Well,
Either
yeah,
way,
it's
it doesn't
not a-
work. They still don't.
It's not a
win.
good plan, but
Yeah.
the whole point in the movie is it's not a good plan.
So
So
he tells Charlie to go out there and cheat, and Charlie refuses to cheat. And so Gordon's like, "How dare you?" And he goes into the locker room after the game, and he's like, "You do what I tell you to do." And then
I
father,
tell you who sucks around here.
yeah, father of 2 of the kids comes in, and he's like, "Yo, I gave up my overtime hours to watch this game, and you're being a fucking disgrace out there, like." Taking my kids, I'm going home. They don't even get to change. They're riding in the car in their skates. I don't care.
He's gonna make them wear them all
Yeah,
night. Like,
yeah. No,
You're going to bed in those.
the clothes they came here in, we're just leaving those behind.
That's right.
I have my whole life to watch your shitty acting. I don't need to do it now.
So team morale collapses. They all go home, and now Charlie's like, "Okay, I better go see this magic man that popped up."
The
Hans, the gnome, the giant gnome.
The giant gnome.
And we find out that, Gordon's dad died the year that he was in that state championship and missed that
shame.
shot. Yeah, died of shame. Apparently before, like he knew his son was
He
going to
saw it
fuck up
coming,
and
yeah.
he
Premonition
died.
shame.
He died from pneumonia for
Right.
having to stand out there
Yeah.
and watch Gordon skate around.
He had to go to the hospital, but Gordon was like, 5 more
More
minutes,
minutes.
Dad.
Okay, so
Yeah.
That's fine, son. I'm sure the feeling in my arm will come back.
All
Keep
right.
going.
So-
lungs heal fast,
Oh.
right? That blood's fine.
I just remembered when they first met.
It doesn't
when
matter.
the team
I know,
and
but
the
it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. The previous coach died of a heart attack.
Did yeah.
That's true.
Yep. Okay,
Didn't matter.
Don't stand near that pond.
Because he was fucking Charlie's mom.
All right, so
Gets a little
Now-
harder every time this happens.
the guy's like Hans here. He's like, "Oh, I made you some skates. Go out there and
Cut some throats.
make the kids have fun. Force them to."
Yeah.
And then now Gordon goes out to the pond and skates around till he gets hypothermia and collapses on the ground. And he flashes back to skating on his pond with his dad, where his dad presumably
Got pneumonia and died.
dies of pneumonia from being out there. Now he's like, okay, I better go apologize to Charlie and to Charlie's mom, Casey.
I remember skating.
And
Then it got dark.
yeah.
And it got cold. Sorry, never mind.
So he knocks on the door. Casey's
Somebody
like,
might get
He
it.
cut his dad open and crawled inside of
yeah. It's the only reason he was able to survive.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
The paramedics, when they arrived, were like, you could have just yelled help to any of these houses around. You could have walked to any of them.
Yeah, you're in your neighbor's backyard, dude.
Yeah.
They were
You have
watching
the
you from the
opportunity.
window.
Cars drive by the street.
They're the
like-
ones that called us.
When you have the opportunity to crawl into a tom fight, you take it.
Yeah. So Tauntaun.
Nope. Keep going.
Just
Well,
let it.
in
So-
this case, adult human male.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Egger
So
suit.
he goes to knock on the door of Charlie's place. Charlie's mom answers like, "Get out here, you filth!" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I want to say it to Charlie." I don't know why those are the voices I've chosen for this scene.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, "Okay, Charlie, this man's here to see you." Charlie comes out. He's like, "What?"
Now I'm
and then
picturing Charlie Day.
and he's like, "Charlie, I'm sorry. I let you down. You shouldn't do that. I'm glad you chose to do the right thing. That must have been really hard for you." He's like, "Yeah, it was."
Nobody's banging my mom.
Yeah.
How about you stay for dinner?
Yeah.
How am I supposed
That's
to
right. He
sleep?
does invite him for dinner. He's like, "Yeah." And so then Gordon's like, "No, I don't want to do that." And then he's like, "Wait a minute. What are you
You're a
having?"
pimp.
Yeah.
This
So-
kid is literally like, I need a dad, and my mom needs to get fucked. So,
I'm tired of having to do chores. If my mom was getting rooted, I wouldn't have to do so many chores.
So
And I like to watch.
the struggle with
Charlie likes to watch. I'm gonna call you Daddy. Charlie likes to watch Daddy.
So the struggle with character. He shoots, he scores. All right. So that's it for Charlie's character development. That arc's done. He's emotionally, he's like, it's all about the kids now. It's all about doing the right thing.
you recorded.
Or Gordon, yeah. Yeah, he's like, we're done. And nobody else develops from this point on in the movie. It's just generic sports from this point out. And we're like 25 minutes into the movie.
We have the like generic sports movie things and whatever, and we've already gotten through the first like 3. So now we have like 4 or 5 other sports movies cliches that we need to get through, the story plot lines and everything, because we
Yeah.
still have to do the misunderstanding and the team breaking up this is the team breaking up, but
Team breakup number 2.
Yeah, this
team.
is-
Yes, I'm
But
sorry.
that's-
That's why.
That's over
yeah,
a
there was
simple
2.
misunderstanding. So it's like, but the coach, the main character, he's done. He's like,
Right. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So now he's like, all right, let's get the team powered up
It's
here.
like, what day is it? Christmas Day. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go to my boss, be like, yo, give me $15,000. We'll name the team after you. It'll be the Ducks. Guy's like, okay, I guess. And we cue up Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch as these little goblins
Oh, is
ransack.
That was.
Oh yeah, this is Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah.
As these little goblins ransack Hans's skate shop, knock everything over.
Also,
I mean-
the ogre shows up again
Yep,
for some reason.
just cause.
Like what? He just happened to be at this weird
Well, he saw
castle
free,
shop in the
free
middle
stuff
of
was being handed out, and he's like, "Let's see if I could get
It's
in on
not
this."
free stuff,
I will free up Charlie's house.
but it's not like this was like a popular mall. This was just like sports shop
It's
that
the
was in
skate
the middle of
shop, right?
nowhere.
He went in there to warm up.
He lives on the streets.
He is homeless.
He's tired of eating person.
We only ever see him in that alley.
Well, we also see him in the library. When
He
they're in
lives under a
detention.
bridge.
What did
Yeah.
you just say, Rob?
He's tired of eating purses full of dog shit.
That's close enough. I thought you were saying purse chili, which is close to the same thing,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah, you know, where's Chili?
Yeah.
Wiping his ass with crunchy pages from the Sports Illustrated.
Now we're gonna slap on Goldberg's leg to protect him.
So now Gordon's like, "Who's that?" And they're like, "Oh, that kid. That's Fulton Reed. He's got like a football scholarship. He can't play hockey because they don't want him to. And you know he's going to go to all these big schools if he passes 6th grade.
Because he's 30.
Yeah,
He's clearly 30 years old.
Physically.
So yeah, this kid's like a foot taller than everybody else.
Right.
And
But that's only because it's Emilio Estevez and a bunch of 10-year-olds.
yeah,
Well,
Bigger than all the
no, that
tickets.
explains why Emilio Estevez is barely a foot taller than the kids. But this guy is like towering over everybody else on this team.
all right. So
And he's also bad and he can't skate.
yep. So now we get training montage. We don't know that yet. We're just like, oh, okay, that the seed of that kid has been planted. That was a bad step away from
Phrasing.
And Charlie's mom.
that one. Yeah.
I am surprised we got Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch instead of I'm Too Sexy, or that was that.
I thought it was going to be I'm Too Sexy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But
I was
maybe
ready
that
for
wasn't
that
even
one.
out yet.
I don't know.
92?
I think 92 it might have been. I don't want to find out.
No,
I'm going to find out.
I don't care. But yes, but we had to have the, and again, I'm also surprised, I guess because it doesn't really make sense, but I'm still surprised they didn't shoehorn in like somebody coming out in the different uniforms and then getting the thumbs up or thumbs down. But
I'm Too Sexy was a full year old.
Mm-hmm.
It was 91. They could have, and it was hot and trending. They
you're-
could have snatched it up.
But yeah, you're right. There was no like getting dressed montage.
well, there kind of was.
Yeah, we had to watch that fat kid try and
True.
get those pants on for 20
But it wasn't like,
Like
Airborne
packing a
where,
sausage.
where it was just a random 5-minute fashion show of Seth
Yes.
Green in like 5 different outfits.
Yeah.
But anyway,
God.
Because the uniforms are ugly. So they get the regular one, like the ones we're used to in the second one. Is that what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in
I
case you
was
didn't
waiting
notice.
the whole movie for that.
That's again
Yeah.
kind of what Joe was saying of mixing up 1 and 2. Especially, I think everyone forgets that this is way before they figured out how to make the duck face goalie mask, and we had that awful looking cartoon duck on everybody's uniform there.
so we get a training montage here, and it's not that bad as far as training montages go. I like they're like, all right, you got to be gentle, you got to caress the egg. It's not all about strength. You have to accept the
hands.
pass.
Yeah.
Soft
I'm
hands.
calling foul.
This is all literal.
Wasting,
Don't you pun me.
wasting so many eggs.
Yeah.
They didn't waste them. They scooped them up like
Again,
Yeah, no.
It's
I think-
on ice.
I
so,
think
you know,
Gallagher kids'
Yeah.
hands are soft enough, if you know what I mean. Like
Well,
that's not.
He was the first one that did it.
Yeah, that's.
And Fulton was watching. He came out and ate all that shit after.
He just slurped it up off the ice.
Yeah. He's not used to cooking.
That's what,
Why do you think he's so gigantic?
that's what Goldberg survived on when they left him in the rink.
like Gaston levels of eggs now.
And
Now
then-
I'm thinking of him like Ed, and he just comes on with this gigantic Hoover mouth, just
Yeah.
eats the entire rink.
So now to get Goldberg to not be afraid of the puck, because he has actual proper safety equipment now. They just tie him to the goal and firing squad his ass.
Literally.
Shoot pucks at him.
Including Emilio Estevez.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, this doesn't hurt anymore.
Wow.
I'm actually kind of into this now.
He starts laughing in the middle of it because the trauma has gone that deep, and he's now hysterical.
Either way, he no longer fears the puck.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
yeah, no, to be fair, like, that is the thing is, like, we need to teach you to not be afraid of the puck, but it is like, yeah, just getting him good uniform probably helped, because, like, it's the first time it didn't actually fucking hurt.
Whatchamacallit? You know, some NHL goalies just learned because of Stockholm syndrome. Eventually, they just loved getting hit by the puck. So they leave Goldberg there. You know, Gordon's like, "That's a great practice. Let's all go." And
That's to teach him how to be his own team.
No,
in the
it's
goal.
so the other teammates actually get some pizza from him.
yeah,
Damn.
and Goldberg had to burn some calories because Fulton was like, "Is everyone going to eat that?"
Which, yeah, I mentioned while we were watching this, but I also had the thought of, because they finally have money now because of the sponsorship. So this is the first time they've gotten time in an actual rink, and they have to go to someone afterwards and be like, yeah, thanks for letting us have this time. By the way, we left it covered in eggs, and there's one of my children tied up in there. Like, see you later.
Don't ask questions about whatever that thing is out on the ice slurping the eggs up. Just let him finish.
So Goldberg's like sitting out there tied. The lights all of a sudden just get shut off. But then you just see a pair of Fulton's eyes just light up his tongue.
It's like the Amityville, or not the Amityville horror, the whatever that Lovecraft story where you just hear all the lapping coming from inside the house, and it's that horrible, like, invisible tentacle monster. The Dunwich horror. That's it.
You keep going on with Fulton. I'm just imagining, like, they go to open up the rink again on Monday, and when they turn the lights on, he's there like, or Goldberg, I should say, he's there with, and he's still tied to the thing, but now he's on the ground and like licking his way across the.
Lou has to come in with the taser, and drive him off the ice.
Just push him off with his Zamboni.
So, all right. So now Gordon takes Charlie home, and Charlie's like, "Are you supposed to be able to drive with your license in its current state?"
Right, which is why he had the driver, because
Yeah.
his license got suspended.
And so, Charlie's like, "You're gonna plow my mom?"
You're gonna bang my mom, Daddy.
Yeah. All her boyfriends have been jerks. They see me and they run. And then he's like, "Oh, look at that." And he puts his finger out and does the old, like, boop under the chin. Gordon just beats his ass. Like, he's on the pavement immediately. Gordon's like, "You
But it's playful.
fucking runt." So,
You want to step down? I'll treat you like my stepson.
Oh, Jesus.
and then yeah,
It would have been funny if the mom's watching.
she is.
Oh, she
Well,
is.
no, she's watching, but I mean, if the mom was watching and she's just, oh, that's fun and playful, and then he just, like, cuts back and you see Gordon with with one of the hockey sticks just beating the shit out of him. Oh, stuck a turn.
That's husband material. So, now, whatchamacallit, they're just driving in the van, and Lou's driving Gordon around. Gordon's telling some story about something, and then a window just breaks. Mm-hmm. We're like, "What the hell?" So they stop and back up. And I'm like, "Oh, it's the ogre." Fulton's hitting stuff with his hockey stick. And so, Gordon chases him down. Turns out Fulton, pretty fearsome in the horizontal, not so good at the vertical. Can't get over a fence.
Well,
Gordon's-
I mean, he gained on him pretty quick. So it was like, all right, you're going to pull me off this bench. I'll just stop.
Gordon's like, that was awesome how you broke my van's window. Let's do that again. Break another one. Lou's like, "Ah!" And, I don't know why I put can shoot like no one's business. I thought I wrote Fulton can shout like no one's business. But he can't skate. That's the big thing. It's not that he's got a scholarship or anything. He doesn't know how. And Gordon's like, "That's it? Oh, we can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get rollerblades and go on a rampage through the fucking mall."
Yeah,
Let's
through
all
the
get
mall
arrested.
and push you down some stairs. That will help.
Knock some woman into a fountain, steal people's food. Just
Another fat chat foul.
indeed.
Yep.
Indeed.
But I'm just picturing, like, all right, we'll teach you how to skate. And, like, you see that scene, and then it just cuts to him in the hospital with 2 broken legs. Like, better luck next year.
Now, I mean, granted, I was more of a mall rat in the, like, mid-'90s. But I would imagine, in the early 90s, it was still the case where mall security was full of, like, people who just like got out of high school and their dreams just evaporated, and they are looking for nothing better to do than to kick the shit out of some kids.
What do you know about that, John?
Oh yeah.
And whatchamacallit? Well, that never happened to me because I never got caught. But but I know a lot of people who did get caught, and
A few choice encounters
would get their asses whooped.
with mall
I
security.
got kicked out of a mall once for making out in the hallway. That was fun.
For what?
Making out in the hallway.
Oh, just you?
Yeah.
So needless to say, these kids would get their asses whooped. Is what I'm saying. Like mall security would grab them, and there'd be beatings somewhere like in behind the mall
If they could catch him.
if they could catch. Yeah, that's true.
That is the thing.
Seal
They're
the
probably
exits.
more than eager to kick the ass of a bunch of little kids like this, but because they're flying by on roller skates, like, I'm not chasing
Yeah,
them.
and this is before the Segway.
Yeah,
Right.
fuck that.
Seal the exits.
All right, so
No one in, no one out.
If you can get to the exits before them, sure, but
all right, so now we have our delightful rollerblade montage. Now they get the crate of duck uniforms, and the team's like, I don't want to be the ducks.
Ducks suck.
Gordon's like, you ever seen a duck's penis? Longer than their whole body. It can solve mazes.
It's a course.
They have explosive erections. Fires like a harpoon. Kids are like, I want to be a duck.
So do I. Right, Charlie? Right, Daddy?
but I also like this is again the like, oh no, we don't want to be ducks. Like, you went through all that shit with like hitting eggs and like being tied to the goalpost. You're gonna give up now because of the uniform? Really? That's where you draw the
You'd
line?
rather be District 5s?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is one legitimate point he makes. And also, he's like,
District 9s.
you don't want to be that.
I do.
I did not have sex with the creature.
I'll be a
Charlie.
prawn.
No, the game starts and one of the members of the other team just gets hit with that lightning bolt that makes him explode.
But imagine if they all hit the ice to start the game and they were all fucking prawns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you think you think it's scary having the big guy just hitting the puck really hard. Imagine if he had a face looking like that.
All right, so he does this whole thing where like ducks are badass because if you mess with one of them, you have to mess with the whole flock. And I'm like, I can't think of one predator that's deterred by that. Like in real life, it's like ducks survive because there's just a fucking lot of them.
The predator's probably like, you mean you're going to throw your bodies at me? I don't
Yeah,
even
it's
have to
like-
chase you?
Yeah, it's like I will kill multiple of you. I don't mind that.
Yeah, like, I don't need to eat all of you.
Yeah.
I could just bite your necks.
Like maybe a cat would be like, okay, that's a bit much. But like a dog or whatever would just stand there getting hit by ducks
It's like, I'm
with
too
one in
dumb
his
to
mouth
care.
shaking the hell out of it.
My toys come to me now.
John currently has a 100-yard stare, and he's like, yeah, I remember when that happened. It sucked.
Well, that was the days where John would jump out of the bushes into a flock of ducks, catch one, and pull it back in there.
it's done.
How's it in his bathroom?
Ladies.
So, all right, they're the Ducks now. Now they're going to play the Cardinals. And
The other birds.
So
Yeah.
many birds in
birds.
this.
Yeah.
there are some hornets. There's some insects.
They have also
But-
fly.
A lot of sports teams named after birds. It's just the thing. I don't know. So
Sports is for the birds.
I do like
guess
the
it's
game Gordon plays here, though, because he's like, all right, Fulton, his accuracy's terrible. That's okay. I'll bring him out before the game with a crate of hockey pucks. Just have him do a lot of property damage. Like he blows up the scoreboard. He like blows a hole in the net. He's
Almost
crashing
decapitates
windows.
someone.
Yeah, he's killed someone in the audience. Like, so the Cardinals are like, okay, if that guy has the puck, I don't want to be in front of him.
Yeah, someone's gonna die.
Yeah. So it's not going to be me.
It's going through my solar plexus.
Yeah. So the game starts with the other team scores some goals, but the Ducks score a goal, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, the Ducks scored a goal!" And then this kid Carp takes a random head trauma. I didn't see what happened. The puck's just gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm assuming he ate it.
Yeah, he absorbed it into his being.
It was the other team. Somebody did a hard slap shot, and the puck dinged him right in the helmet. He blocked
Like at the forehead.
Okay.
He saved the goalie
Yeah.
from having to take the hit.
I never saw what happened to the puck.
Oh yeah, no, the puck just disappeared, but he had a big old dent.
It's in his
dent
brain.
in his helmet.
So
It's in his brain.
Yeah.
Now. It's fully launched.
Yeah.
so anyway,
And I love how after they cart him off, the coach is just like, okay, we're fine. Get back in the game. Don't worry about the casualty that just happened.
He's more
We could
puck
still
than
almost
man
win."
now.
Yeah. He's one with the game. You can be too.
So now, they put Fulton out there, and like the goalie on the Cardinals just defecates in his pants right there. All the other people on the Cardinals are like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to deal with this right now," and it's all just a fake out because somebody else on the Ducks just takes the puck and scores, and boom, they win.
Yeah, he basically just raises his stick for a slap shot, and they're all like, ducking for cover like it's gunfire, so they have free reign of the ice and
Cue the
Pluck it
Microsoft
right in.
PowerPoint transition to like the newspaper cover, then over to like Hans Sports Shop or whatever.
What newspaper is this?
Some middle school.
It's
newspaper.
whatever this state is.
Minnesota.
'Cause
Minnesota.
the state only has 5 districts.
West Wims.
But still, like, that's your top news story every time?
It's Minnesota.
Yeah, it's either that or snowstorm. What do you want?
Snowstorm. The snowstorm would get front page.
You get tired of that. Not in Minnesota.
Or anything
It
that
snows
changes.
like every fucking day.
I hope
Don't
it's
you know?
it's at least
Oh shit! More
the
snow.
back page that would be sports. in a
Actually,
lot of
Prince was still
newspapers
alive
at the
back
time.
then, so he would also be competing for the top spot.
That's true. Prince did. He ruled hockey in Minnesota like basketball.
Wow.
He did.
All right.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
He was also
So,
Prince of Space.
And the purifying waters of Lake.
well, that's where he got his strength from.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. If the ice was made out of that, you're not beating him.
That was your phones.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Did John just drop a pistol in here?
That's what I thought too. I was like, was that his gun?
That is much more secure than my phone.
Bang!
That's good.
So
All right, who's dead? Raise
Yeah.
your hand.
No.
Unfortunately,
All right.
no.
Gun doesn't work that way.
So now he's like, I am
unless
still a
it's a
lawyer,
SIG.
and I'm gonna.
It's not a SIG.
You give me a law to exploit, I'm gonna exploit it. So he's like, he goes over to the Hawks and their star player Banks, who, he's the best, and he wants it more than
Tyra
Gordon,
Banks.
according to the coach. He's like, all right, turns out that kid lives in my district, so I'm taking him. The kid's father's like, hell no, and he's like, oh yeah, and
He'll never stop.
yeah. And it's like my kid would rather not play than to be a Duck. And
The kid's like, hey.
yeah. Gordon's like, that's fine. He could not play. You just don't get him.
Yeah.
So
With
now,
us, or he's not playing. Either
Yeah.
way, I win.
so now the coach of the other team comes over and he's like, how?
Stop walking away from me when I'm talking to you, boy. I'm gonna whip your ass.
Yeah.
You're an adult and a lawyer, but I'm still gonna assault you.
He's like, how dare you take Banks from me? To go with those losers. And Charlie, because the movie doesn't really have stakes. So Gordon's like, these losers, oh, they're so terrible. He's going to be in such agony on my team or something like that. And 2 kids over here, and they're like, oh no, the coach doesn't like us.
Every one of my teammates is deeply retarded. Should have been thrown in a trash can at birth.
If this was Sparta, they would have been left out on the rocks.
That's right. And they would have been right to do so.
So there's 3 kids that overhear.
Yep.
Thought it was 2.
Either way, some kids over here.
Kids, yeah.
Plural.
Morale collapses. There's a mutiny in the locker room.
Kids in the adult books.
The team leaves.
We're on this movie now.
Charlie's the only one. Well, Charlie and Fulton are the only ones that show up, so they have to forfeit. And whatchamacallit, now, Gordon takes Charlie out to a diner. This is where Charlie's really like, "Yo, plow my mom."
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
She
Have
needs-
sex with my
yeah.
mother.
Like, I need a dad. I've chosen you.
Make me a sibling.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Make an honest boy out of me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
What? Oh dear Lord!
So this is also where Gordon tells Charlie about the whole thing where he missed the shot in the state championships.
I keep calling you Daddy, but she could too.
So
Sorry.
now whatchamacallit? Gordon's like, no, I'm gonna quit. You guys need a coach that like the whole team will respect, and no one trusts me anymore. Charlie's like, no, don't quit on me. You have to be my dad.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, didn't even matter.
So now the note I have for the next scene is, what are the blue balls? So we're in school, and the entire hockey team is in the same class.
Yeah.
They are the entirety of the class, from what I can tell.
I
Minnesota.
guess credit to Disney for allowing that joke in the movie, but
So we're making water, and then
with our blue balls.
like-
with our blue balls.
All right, we'll give you the blue balls joke, but I want to have the Oreos line.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wait, what? Hold on. How do you figure? I want the blue balls joke and the racisms.
No,
Well,
I'm saying Disney was like, we're gonna put in this Oreo line, but we'll give you the blue ball one.
In exchange
Yeah.
for the
That's the trade.
So basically,
Just joking.
the team's like,
Charlie
Charlie,
needs to say the N word at least once.
they're like, Charlie, you suck. You know, you're on the same side as the coach. And Charlie's like, I don't suck. And then one of the other kids is like, fuck you. And I was like, fuck you. And the teacher leaves.
There's
and
a whole lot of fucking
yeah.
But none of it's happening to my mom.
And
My mom's got blue balls.
And it just a fucking melee breaks out. Like a civil war happens amongst the team. They divide into factions. Lord of the Flies sets in. This one poor girl who's not on the team is just like, I'm just making my molecule.
I think even she was on the team.
Oh, she might have
Could
been the
wrong.
figure skater?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could be wrong on
By the
that.
way, yeah, a figure skater has shown up. 2 figure skaters at this point because just Emilio Estevez is like, they would make good hockey players.
2 better skaters.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
was
they
a
know
figure
how to
skater.
skate, yeah.
The other one was Little Pete from Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
And he was just there because that's what he
To give her the puck.
I will say, Charlie's acting, or the actor who played Charlie in this scene, is actually very good. Like the body language they showed when they basically did musical chairs, and his chair wasn't there. He was like, I don't have a chair.
I would say
It was just perfectly executed.
none of the kids acting in this movie bothers me. The
Yeah.
writing for them
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
is still a problem, but
It's
like,
not, it's not the acting. It's the 90s
Jury's out
Disney
on
movie.
Gallagher.
yeah. Well, but I mean, you could have anyone in there doing those lines.
Well,
and
that's the thing.
it's gonna
I
be
don't know how
miserable.
much of that is on the page or how much of that was him.
Yeah.
Because, like, did someone write in bad Rob Schneider impression, or did this kid come in going, "Hey, I can do a great Rob Schneider impression"? Like,
'Cause if that was
I
one
don't
of
know.
like the kids from the Sandlot, even like that quality tier, like it would still be terrible.
oh
That's
yeah,
the thing, like all the Sandlot kids had their quirks. Like there was that kid who repeated everything
Yep.
and whatever.
Squints with the glasses would probably be the one saying these lines.
But none of them were obnoxious.
Yeah, they talked like real kids.
Yeah. This is they talk like the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
They talk like a 30-year-old thinks kids talk.
Except Charlie, who desperately wants his mom laid.
Yeah,
And this
that's what's even weirder is he talks like.
That's
A
just-
30-year-old thinks kids talk like until he's trying to get his mom laid, and then it's just fucking weird.
Well, he's just so desperate because he doesn't want her to bring home another
Yeah.
one that's going to get drunk and beat his ass.
So you choose an Estevez?
Well,
I mean,
But this
I'm
one-
not saying it's a good choice.
but this one
At
likes
least it was the
hockey,
right Estevez.
yeah.
But this one likes hockey and got them good equipment.
That's
so,
true.
I don't care what her needs are. This one's banging my mom.
That's true. He's got money.
Yeah, maybe he's worried that one day he'll come home and Lane Smith will be in there.
So
I'm just having a conversation with your mother, Chen-san. Why don't you go wait in the other room?
and,
It
hey,
takes at least an hour and a half for the pill to work.
hey, kid, it ain't worth winning if you don't do it big.
That's right.
That's what he says before he shoots.
Here's $5 in quarters. Go to the arcade.
I missed my shot with that.
Quarter.
I missed my shot with Marissa Tomei. I'm not losing this one.
All right. So now, a sizable force of a school principal, not unlike the Juggernaut, like a female Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut bitch.
Just charges into this room,
The Jugger bitch.
shouts him down.
You in your seat.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a musical chairs thing because the Charlie's desk has long since been cast aside in this
yeah,
fight.
it's
Out the window.
Now, did this lady play the Harry Potter?
I was just gonna say I didn't realize they went to that other school.
No,
All
but
the
like I'm
girls.
serious. Was this the same actress?
I did not look into that.
I mean,
but I doubt it.
She would not be miscast as a half giant.
I'm saying
So
that's enough to stop
Yeah.
stop Robbie Coltrane's art.
She's also the principal.
Yes.
So now Gordon straight up gets fired by Mr. Ducksworth because he will not relent his protest
Now,
to have that kid Banks play on his team.
now here's the thing.
Yeah.
They were so, all right. So here's the whole thing. Ducksworth is like best friends with Banks's dad or some shit. So they came up with a plan, and they're like, "Yeah, so Banks can stay on the team until next season when when all this will take effect.
After which you will have moved because I'll subsidize that.
Well, whatever.
No, they were just
lines
going to
were
straight up
gonna be moved on.
gerrymander
Well, that too.
Well,
yeah.
but I'm
the
like,
districts.
But I'm like, that sounds totally reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, let the kid stay in the team that he's. Yeah, it was an oversight. It didn't seem to me that it was like intentional that they fudged the numbers beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an oversight. Yeah.
So I'm like, let the kid finish out the season on the team
No,
he's on.
because Gordon was totally about fucking the other coach.
I understand that, but I'm
And
saying,
then disguised it with his principles.
I'm just saying,
again-
I'm on their side.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Again, I'm sure it was probably because they intentionally like fucked over that stuff. Because he said like they redid the districts or whatever like a year or two ago.
yeah, that's
so like I'm sure they knew what was up, but
Maybe.
Either way.
but again, yeah, they could have been clearer with that and
This-
make it not just him being a petty bitch about all this.
This whole scene, though, is very interesting because it's Duckworth that told him, you won too hard. So you're going to do this community service thing. But then...
Well, that's not why he did the community.
right.
you
But
drunk-
then Gordon...
driving drunk.
Well, yeah, but then... Well, that's why he wasn't fired. But then Gordon was like, I'm going to win hard against you by not giving up my protest. And then he gives this speech about like you have to earn being on a team, and it's all about your friends and your comrades. Which is why I'm taking this kid away from his friends and his comrades and putting them in this other team because he's supposed to be here, not earned it. And it's like, what is happening?
The message through a lot of this is a little dicey. Yeah. By the way, she is not the woman from Harry Potter.
No.
But weirdly enough, may reprise this role in Mighty Ducks 3.
Having
Okay.
having grown up
She's in Mighty Ducks 3, that's all I know.
in a town that takes like youth hockey very seriously, I would not doubt that a scene like this would happen. I doubt that Gordon would just be like, "Oh, okay, you're going to fire me. I'm going to stick with my principles and get fired." But other than that, like I could see it, some West Haven back alley deals over
yeah,
a kid with
absolutely.
potential.
That was just a case of Gordon extremely overestimating his value.
But
So he's
also,
like-
I mean, I feel like he's got enough. Like he wins like every case. He could just start his own firm.
It's not like another practice isn't going to immediately
Right,
pick
exactly.
me up.
Or he could go solo, whatever. Like
Yeah.
he could do it. He has options.
Or try out for Major League Hockey?
Well,
Minor.
not
Minor.
Or minor league. I'm sorry.
All right.
which apparently he does great.
that was
at 'cause he's
basically-
back for Stu.
It's still him pulling out his dick and
Yeah.
challenging
Yes.
Ducksworth.
Yeah,
and
but it's a
Ducksworth
little
is like, I'm a
Emilio
Duck,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
So
Mine corkscrews back and forth in different directions.
I explode when I come, Sonny.
My major takeaway from this movie, I realized at this point, was you can't storm out properly if you're wearing skates, and quacking is not a good response if you
Yeah.
want to look tough.
I forgot at this point
that on a shirt.
he did just quack. That was his response. He just
He just
quacked.
whacked his
leaving.
way out.
Well,
well,
no,
the kids
he-
also did that to the principal,
Well, yeah,
apparently.
yep.
the kids quack to the principal.
But Gordon quacks his way out of this room.
Well, yes, but he starts by like almost flipping out. And he's like, "Yes, Mr. Duckworth. Yes, sir, Mr. Duckworth. Quack, quack, Mr. Duckworth. Quack, quack. Start quacking. Quack, 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 quack."
Like,
He
that was
just
his
loses
equivalent of
his
counting
shit.
to 10 to not murder everyone.
Are you? Does
do
he
that
have
at
a
work
gun?
sometimes.
Did somebody pat him down? 'Cause-
Well, I imagine you also quack at work just as like, all right, Rob's going crazy again.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
not.
you know, Rob's lost it. Give him about 10 feet of space. And
Yeah, leave him in his corner doing his thing.
And slap shots with old
cover
eggs.
him with blankets until he calms down.
Every once in a while, slide him a box to put away, and we're good. So, should we call it now? Gordon's like, well, I don't have a job anymore, so I'll go to the high school and just find the team writing, "I will not quack at the principal" on the blackboard.
And saying it out loud for some reason.
Yep.
Again, this does not sound good out of context.
Nope.
Well, I lost my job. Let's go to the high school. See what
Settle
trouble we
down.
can get into there.
He
The
just
middle
shows,
school, Tony.
shows up and the principal is just like, "Who are you?" It's like, "I'm the coach. No credentials, no validation."
Yeah, which if they're in middle school, that makes that appearance in Mighty Ducks 3 even weirder.
So
I do like that the principal's like got an eye quiver.
Yeah, her eye did twitch.
Multiple times. Yes, I know those children.
That could have just
Well, she's
been
like, yeah,
diabetes.
if you don't take them out of this school now, I'm going to eat one of them. So,
Shouldn't you get the parents' Bye!
all right. So basically, the team's like, all right, we'll forgive you. And I like, he's like, I was being sarcastic when I said that. You know what that means? And the kid's like, no.
Okay, you do.
And everyone in the audience clapped and laughed.
So now it's time to play versus the Huskies, and if they win this game, they're in the playoffs. Because apparently, all but two teams make the playoffs, and one of those two teams has the measles.
Yeah.
It forfeited the season. Like,
It's fucking anti-vaxxer.
Winning by default. Winning by default.
yeah, it's like we
by default.
had the MMR vaccine back in '92.
Not in Minnesota.
Yeah, I guess not.
Insurance
So-
capital of the world. Nope. No
So
vaccines.
yeah, now they're playing, and they're tied, and he wants to win it, so he's like, we're gonna take the goalie out, we're gonna put Fulton in, and they're like, well, they're all gonna crowd Fulton or whatever, and
They're
I'm
all
like,
going to laugh at you.
yeah, they're like, Fulton, just shoot it, and don't worry, they'll get out of the way. Fulton fucking blows a hole in the net. He shoots the damn thing so hard.
He has been waiting to let go of that load for a long time.
Sends the Huskies diving for cover. Yeah, and they win. They're in the playoffs. Woo!
Also, we get the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves shot here, right? With the puck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We're following that along.
It embeds right in the executioner's head behind the net. the wagon full of gunpowder behind Fulton explodes. So, all right, now
Split that one puck right in half.
the
Just like I'm going to do to your mom, Charlie.
their reward for making the playoffs is they go and they go to the whatever team, the Stars. I forget where they hail from. And they get a free skate around the rink before the Stars game, and then
I'm going to say somewhere in Canada.
yeah, two people on the Stars team, they're like,
Could be
"Oh,
North
hey, I
Dakota."
remember you, Gordon. You're pretty good. I'll get you a minor league tryout." Woo!
We'll get you one, all right.
Oh,
Oh,
hey there.
I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
about
I
that.
remember. Yeah, come in. Yay.
So-
Yay.
Eh.
I remember when we went to school
Poser.
together, eh?
Yeah, we were in school. Remember that? Huh?
This is actually a fairly
We clearly grew up right next to each other, eh?
That's right. You and me and Rick Moranis. And
so this is a fairly
How
wholesome
are you
and
now?
fun montage. As they just skate around. you see this random blonde boy. You're like, I don't even know who you are. You go get the girl character that hasn't done anything. Sure. Lou is in full body armor being pushed around on a chair. I'm like, it's fine. Have fun with Lou. The figure skater's doing a twirl.
What?
Yeah, again, it's
So-
a fun, great little scene about how they're all getting along. We don't need it.
I found it reasonably enjoyable.
Hey, these two characters are getting together. Isn't that
Yeah.
cute? I don't know who the fuck they are.
So apparently,
They don't put in the movie.
actual people who follow hockey analyzed the plays of the kids. I have no idea why. And the kid who's trying to date the girl is allegedly the next best one on the team after Charlie.
What the
He's
fuck
got
does that mean? I don't
he's got
care.
the
I don't
most
care.
time
I don't
on
care.
the ice.
I don't
He's
care.
the most aggressive.
It doesn't matter.
And
The point
he's
is,
gonna
Not
bang that
Banks
girl.
that scores like 10 goals in the next scene.
But also, wait, do they think that these children were actually the ones doing all the hockey plays?
They're
I
probably
were
have
treating it
no
as if it
defense.
was real.
I
Yeah.
just
Okay.
am reciting what I saw.
but see, that none of that. My point is, they have this, kind of in the background love story brewing between these two characters, but I barely know their names because they're
Rob
not
is
that
now
important.
playing with a toy. He's checked out. That's right.
I mean, it's that point.
I believe he's also preparing a gun. So
Yeah.
That's right.
So now that they're at a hockey game, the Stars are playing somebody. They get to watch a hockey game. Yay, fun times. Some members of the Hawks are also here, and one of them's like points to the kid Banks. Is just like I'll get you.
Yeah, that would land you in jail now.
Also, Banks, by the way, he's not a bad kid. He's
No.
from the Hawks. He's just like, hey, I just want to play hockey. The
Yeah.
team's like, fuck you,
Cake eater.
cake eater.
It's like, you guys understand
Well, to be
you tore me away from my friends and now you all hate me, right?
yeah.
To be fair, Charlie was like, "Okay, you're a doc."
The rest
Yeah.
are like, shut up, Charlie.
But yeah, it
Always
is.
fuck everything up, including when we have to yell at someone.
Wait, but maybe this kid will bang my mom.
And all
But it's
Banks,
fucked up. We're taking you away from your friends and everything. And he's just like, I like hockey, but I hate my dad. I don't want to be here. Nobody will fucking give me the time of day. I can't talk to my old friends now.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you people. God damn, this poor kid.
and all Banks does is just play amazing, and just be a solid dude.
Yeah.
And we see where that gets him.
Again, that's movie
But,
number 8, I believe,
yeah.
is the story of Banks.
So, needless to say, though, he scores most of the goals that got him to the playoffs and through the playoffs. But anyway, now, what should we call it? Charlie announces that because some members of the Stars are doing it, he is not going to change his underwear throughout the whole playoffs. Which, Gordon, rightly so, is like, are you sure you should be cooking dinner tonight?
I don't remember that scene. But
That's in
okay.
the
That
I
makes
scene
didn't
where
sense.
just
they're-
shit on my hands.
That's when Casey hasn't come home yet, and Gordon and Charlie are talking at Charlie's house, and that's when Charlie's like, "Hey, there's a winter festival you guys should go to. I have a lot of homework, so I'm not going to go, but you should totally take my mom."
Hey, Carlos,
Alone.
how much Spanish fly is a lethal dose?
Also, I think you should really do it tonight because if my calendar is correct, she's the most fertile now.
Aw.
So
I put plastic down on the couch. Bye.
So Gordon, on the advice of an 11-year-old, automatically assumes that Casey's going to be down with this and just moves in there like, yeah, I'm ready for this. And Casey's like, yo, don't fuck this up. I have a kid, and you're going to break his heart if you leave.
Wait, again. What's the line? Every time.
This gets harder for him every time.
It's like, how many times, lady?
Yeah.
And
that's
then
the
he's
thing, we
like,
don't-
"Well,
How
is
many
it just
hockey
for
players
him?"
is
And then
he taking
you know.
home?
Yeah.
Now, the amusing fact that I read about this scene, it was apparently so freaking cold out when they shot that scene. When they kissed, their lips stuck together.
Oh.
That's awkward.
Yes.
Yuckers.
Well, are you sure that Charlie didn't put some glue on her or something?
I have no defense. I'm just
I
recalling what I
suffer
had
from
seen.
a symptom known as sticky lips.
So, yeah, I mean, Gordon's basically like, this is a movie in 1992. I'm the main character. You are the only attractive female
You are
adult.
my betrothed.
Yeah,
in
he
this
was the
movie.
other other adult female. So
The principal.
This is just happening, so shut up.
There's no Bechdel test.
Yeah. So,
Go fuck yourself.
yeah. Now we cut to, at the playoffs. The Ducks, they beat the Hornets, but then they beat the Cardinals, and now they're gonna face the
Beat the meat.
Hawks, in the
Oh, they
finals.
beat the meat. That's right.
But not before Gordon goes back to his pond and skates around and has some more traumatic flashbacks. Probably also collapses of hypothermia. At this point, this happens so often that the neighbors just have a lookout whenever he's out there. Like,
It's a neighborhood watch. Oh,
yeah,
he's out
somebody
there
always
again.
has to have eyes on him.
Oh, Lou's. He's in a ghillie suit. He's got some
Lou's
suit.
long since passed
Also,
out in a
like-
drunken stupor. He's
Why is Lou still being his chaperone? He was fired, so how is Lou making
in
money?
the words of Chris Farley, I've got nowhere else to go.
yeah, I also speculated there's a high probability that he also is doing community service. So
Gordon supplies him with candy.
it could be that too.
So
Or maybe he really likes being around kids, and let's not think too much about that.
you get the tensest national anthem ever. Like seriously, I think I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Like they're normally you're just like, yay America, national anthem. Everyone stares at the flag. Most of the time you don't even show it at all in a movie. In this one, they're like, no one's looking at the flag.
You
They're
know
all
what this
staring
reminded
daggers
me?
at each other. What's that?
This scene reminded me of Rocky with the Russian, where they're like, there's that much.
I must
like-
break you.
Yeah.
Because this is the part where even half of the national anthem is overshadowed by them
Yup.
playing some like deep dramatic music, and they got like a darker shade on the lens while we're watching these kids stare each other down.
If I could change, you could change, and one of you people could come and fuck my mom.
If I could change my underwear, then you could change your
He
underwear.
can't change his underwear until this is over. It's and even then, after then, a surgeon's going to have to remove it. It's stuck
But I
on by
want
this.
somebody to be my daddy.
So anyway,
That's why you spend so much time outside in the cold.
the kid on the Mighty Ducks, the one I don't know his name, but the one that keeps calling Banks a cake eater. It's like Banks has carried them through the playoffs and won all these games for him. He's still like, I don't know if you're a duck.
Yeah.
But he sees the other team looking at him like, the other team hates him now. And he's like, he's still shithead. And then the game starts. And I got to say, the actor playing Banks, he does have a hell of a game face. Because, when they're staring at each other for the face-off, I'm like, for two 11-year-olds, they look like this is Sparta and only one of them's walking out of the barracks today.
Well,
Yeah. And sure enough, the Hawks immediately just double team him and beat the shit out of him. But then he
at the coach's discretion.
so
The goons.
first, they're just roughing him up. But then the Hawks score the first, second, and third goal. Then Banks scores a goal, but before he even scores a goal, he's doing well enough that the coach for the Hawks puts a legit hit out on this kid.
Pulls over two players.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, here's the contract.
It is just straight up sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is just that.
One of these kids just drives the hockey stick right into Banks's back. He falls through the goal, hits his face on the post.
Still
It's
scores
bad.
the goal.
Still scores the goal. And Banks's dad is like, oh dear.
But I like when he's excited, he gets up and yells, "Banks!"
Yep. He's like, oh, he's not getting up.
You don't know your son's first name, dude?
Yeah.
Nobody did until that one kid was just like, Adam, are you alive?
One of the kids on the Hawks looks at the other kid and this kid just straight no emotion. He's like, what did you do? And the kid's like, I did my job.
It's so stupid. Yeah, but it's like a 9-year-old going, "I did my job."
And you're like, holy shit.
Well, no, he does. I think he does a legitimate job of seeming weirdly creepy, but it is just dude, you're 4. What the hell?
So I did play 1 year of youth hockey when I was 7. Most because my brother played hockey, and it was just one of those things. It's like, well, if Pat's doing it, I should probably do it too.
He was on the Ravens. You want to be on the Ravens?
Yeah, and like, I mean, I still had asthma that was pretty much crippling, but I started a year later than most of the other kids that were in my group, so I had a huge size advantage and like
So what happened
mental
there?
acuity and all this stuff. So I mean, I was really good in that group.
That's
I
up
was,
for debate.
Yeah, I was like, well, versus like a 5-year-old.
At the time, it worked.
So
He basically was
This is
Kramer.
last year, guys. by the way.
Yeah, he's basically Kramer when he was learning the martial arts.
So yeah, I'm a 7-year-old against like 5 and 6
You
year
slap
olds.
the
Like
puck through the net.
I have a significant advantage. No. So one night I did watch an actual NHL game where they're just knocking each other around, fighting and all that. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't know we could do this. So I show up the next day. And I straight up did skate behind a kid and just drive the stick with both hands right into his spine, like the kid did to Banks.
That kid
Knocked
never
him on
walked
his face.
again.
And I was placed in the penalty box and thoroughly yelled at. And then my dad, after like the coaches all took turns yelling at me, because that was the last straw. I did other stuff too that was terrible. And mind you, I had like at least, like a 10 or 20 pound advantage on like the next biggest kid. So, I'm slamming everyone around. And so all the coaches took turns yelling at me. And then afterwards,
Slamming his mom.
nope. But then afterwards, my dad yells at me too. And it was just, I was like, what? I mean, I saw it on TV. And they're like, you can't do that yet. It's not till high school.
Yep.
So anyway, needless to say, I played in one game. Like I qualified for like a state like meet where I got to play with other kids my age, and I fucking sucked. Well, it turns out, when I was against my actual peers, like I didn't want to play hockey anymore after that.
When the chips were down, I really fucked up.
When I actually had to exert myself and provoke an asthma attack every time I tried to play, it was not good. So anyway, back to this movie. So now Banks is dead. They take him out. Gordon walks over to Coach Rowley here for the Hawks, and he's like, "You're going down. That's it. It's over. You took Banks out. Now I'm going to take you out." And he's like, "We're not gonna fight them. We're not gonna play dirty. We're not gonna stoop to their level. We're instead gonna do standard '90s movie shenanigans and win this game." So first off, they get Fulton goes out there and fires the puck so hard it launches the goalie through the goal. So that scores another goal. Now it's 4-2. So then whatchamacallit, the Hawks' next move is they're like, it's figure skating time. We'll get the figure skater.
The Ducks.
The Ducks, yeah.
Ducks, yeah.
It's figure skating time. Let's get the figure skater out there, have her hold her stick out at shoulder level.
Illegal.
And just do a death spiral right in front of the goal. Any kid on the Hawks has to do is just skate lightly into that, put their hand up, get hit by the stick, and she's in the penalty box. Yep. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's like a 5-minute power play at least.
Also, no, everyone seems to come to a complete dead stop when she does this.
Yeah.
Just go over to the person with the puck and take it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, they pass her the puck because everyone's giving her this wide radius, and she easily scores a goal. All right, so now it's 4-3. So now somebody immediately goes on the Hawks, immediately goes over and like runs that figure skater girl over. So Reed ain't having that. He facilitates a line change on the Hawk by picking up a member of the team and throwing them into their own box. So he gets ejected from the game.
Yeah, I did appreciate I'm on the ice, coach. I'm off the ice, coach.
Yep. So now it's time.
He did the chivalrous.
He did.
Mm-hmm. So now it's time for the Flying V. Flying V, highly illegal. I don't know much about hockey, but I do know that big red line, it's only one player that's allowed to be on both sides of it. And 2 players have to be on one side of it, and 2 players have to be on the other side. And that one player the center can go between the 2 halves. So at most, you could only ever have 3 people in one half of the ice on your team. So if all 5 people are in one half of the rink, that's a foul.
I did
right
wonder, like, why this wasn't a common thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you have no idea where the puck is. Like, it's.
Well, but also one of the kids could immediately just skate behind this and just like insert himself in the formation, and
There's
one of the
that.
Hawks could break the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Plus, in this game, they're allowed to check, so one guy could just throw himself into the whole formation and wreck it
like
that way
bowling.
too.
Your rules are meaningless here.
Yeah, needless to say, it immediately works. It's 4-4. So now, friggin' Charlie here. He breaks away. He's going to score the goal. Time's expiring. So the Hawks just outright slash him. Just the kid just hits him with the stick. So that is a penalty shot, because of course it is. Of course it has to come down to, we decide the game on this penalty shot. And he's like, Charlie's going to do it. And all the kids are like, Charlie fucks everything up. Charlie's like, I fuck everything up. And like, Gordon's like, don't worry. It's this movie. It's like,
Don't worry. I'm going to fuck your mom either way.
Don't worry, you have plot armor now.
Yeah, worst case, it goes into overtime. Who cares? Just have fun out there. Do the triple deke. And, triple deke, unblockable. Immediately works.
I totally thought he had said the triple D. And I was like, oh no.
No, do not give the kid triple D in front of a crowd. Well, don't do it in general, but especially not in front of your parents in the crowd. Like, don't do that.
Give my mom the triple D.
Yeah, that's a bedroom maneuver.
That's gonna happen, kid. Don't you
Yeah.
worry.
All right. So Charlie also doesn't have a helmet for the final play. Whatever. No problem.
They were allowed to play without pads before, so yeah, who gives a shit?
So they win the game. Of course they do. The girl and that random blonde kid make out. Hans is
And
so
it's great.
proud of Gordon. Everyone, they get a big trophy.
That's awkward.
The coach of the Hawks disappears. Fuck him.
Those 2 kids that were making out,
Yep.
in real life, they're married.
Yep.
They got 3 kids. One of them is named after the coach from this movie.
Brick's done some stalking of the cast here.
Apparently.
So now,
He watched videos of each childbirth.
so now Gordon, afterwards, he's like, yeah, so I just coached a team to a championship, and, I'm in my 30s. That's a perfect time for a minor league hockey tryout. I'm not going to immediately get, murdered. Yeah. Sure, this is going to be fine. So he's leaving on the bus to go die.
Also, hey, you know how this the mother of this kid just talked about how difficult it is, and that
Yeah.
I shouldn't get this kid's hopes up that something
Don't
will happen
leave.
between
Yeah.
us if I'm gonna leave. Let me just kiss you hardcore in front of him, and then get on a bus to
Yeah.
join a team.
She tells him, come back with your shielder on it, and, sends him on his way. I like Banks, he's part of the team because he calls Emilio Estevez a cake eater, which is the official team insult.
Hey.
And he's like, hey, see you next season, because this is inevitably going to get a sequel.
Interestingly enough,
shot.
that was not the original plan.
Oh yeah.
But
But also, this is when Gallagher here talks about soft hands. I'm like, don't
get out of
shake
here.
that hand.
Yeah.
Unless you got some Purell nearby.
And that's the movie.
I don't know what lotions he's using.
Oh, he makes out with Charlie's mom, of course, with Casey.
Finally.
Charlie's like, me next.
Yeah, he's so
Me
stunned
next,
that this
Daddy.
is actually happening. He's like, is that what you thought I was saying this whole time?
Put it in her, Daddy.
I didn't realize you were going to do that. Never seen it get this far.
Where's the tongue, Daddy? So that's the Mighty Ducks.
Fucking Rob.
Yeah.
Tony, you jump in any time, buddy.
Tony, what does the rotten triple deke have to say about the Mighty Ducks?
It says I'm gonna throw up. RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 23%.
What?
Audience gave this a score of 65%. I mean, that's also more modern takes, I'm sure. But that's their thoughts and opinions. What about you and yours, John?
Didn't give a fuck about this movie when I was 15. Don't give a fuck about it when I'm 45.
Okay. Brett.
I generally don't like sports movies. I generally don't like sports movies, but I was entertained by this. I don't really know why. It was okay. It was fun. Go watch it. I'd give it a B, maybe B minus. It was all right. It was entertaining.
Rob.
I don't recommend it. Honestly, I don't understand. What was it?
23.
I don't understand 23%. I don't know if it was that bad. Like, it wasn't like we've watched some bad movies on this podcast.
Yeah,
I don't think
horrible. I
don't think
that's
completely
that's dancing
indifferent
on the
and
critical
non-dish.
fail line.
Yeah, like I just feel this isn't like worth the time. I don't think it's like abhorrent or anything like that. It's just dumb. It's dumb fluff Disney kids movie from the 90s. So I don't recommend on that. There's like way more movies. Sandlot did it better.
Yep.
And that's
Debatable.
well, that's my
No, that-
opinion.
that-
that's the part of
Yes,
the
I
show
know,
where
I
I
know.
tell you my
I would
opinion.
go as far as to say that's an objective fact.
Well, that's fair, but still, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to make any waves. I'm not trying to bang Charlie's mom here. I'm just trying to like, let everybody know. So no, I don't recommend it, but I don't think it was terrible. I'd give it probably a C, C minus. So no, meh, a big old meh.
All right. Joe.
So I was expecting this movie to hurt, and I think that's because I only really remember a lot of the Mighty Ducks 2 stuff, where you have like a kid hitting the ball in ways that defy the laws of physics, or the puck, or he's hitting the puck, so it's like flipping and like rising and falling.
Like
I
a
know the
peewee.
kid hits the puck through the net, Tony. I understand that, but I could at least,
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Like a peewee.
yeah, like a peewee. And there's like. He's like coaching some like youth Olympic team or something. I don't know. I remember it was just, I remember like preparing, like there was a lot of stuff like that I had to prepare for. And it's not in this movie. And, for what this movie sets out to be, I think it's fine. Like it's, you got some wholesome kids doing, other than the poop purse, like you get the obligatory wholesome kids scenes, like everything is as it should be. That being said, you've seen this like this movie before you even started watching it.
Yeah, it doesn't have
But-
high aims.
Yeah. But like no one's egregiously terrible. There aren't any scenes where I'm like, this, what are we doing here? So I mean, I wouldn't watch it again, but I wouldn't say it's an F. Like, and I think for what it is, I think it does that well enough that I could recommend it for like if you want to see a kids sports movie. But as far as kids sports movies go, like it's not really that high tier. And like as far as Disney movies of this era goes, like Cool Runnings easily more fun than this.
Yeah, it's
I
very
would totally just watch that. So
That was just a look.
oh yeah.
Tony wants to tell you your opinion.
Tony's giving me the wrap it up with his eyes. But
It's not what I'm trying to do at all.
what bottom line though, like I mean, I liked it, but it's not my kind of movie, so I'm not gonna recommend it. But it's fine. It's fine. Watch Cool Runnings though. So I would say not recommend, watch Cool Runnings.
Is Cool Runnings the one with the roller skates?
Bobsled.
Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh, okay.
Always say yes. Yeah, I'm in basically the same camp. Like this is like 8 very cliche, sports movies crammed together, and it seems like every few minutes we go into a new one, and like a lot of it is, again, it is all harmless. So I can't say it's a terrible movie. And if if you have little kids or whatever and you want to throw it on, you're fine. But like, if this was something you love as for nostalgia or you've never seen it, like, yeah, just skip it. It's not worth the time. Yeah, I suppose like something like Cool Runnings is better. I guess maybe we'll say that as the
I'd go Sandlot,
replacement.
but
Sandlot or Cool Runnings. Yeah, either or.
Yeah, Cool Runnings didn't occur to me because I was thinking like kids,
Yep.
like focused stuff. But yeah, Cool Runnings totally did it.
If you're thinking like Disney sports movie, Cool
Yeah,
Runnings.
yeah, that's true.
And I haven't seen it, but I probably Miracle on Ice would also. It's probably a little better than this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is again
Miracle on
like
Ice, or was it just the Miracle?
Could be the Miracle.
it's Miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The event is called the
But-
Miracle on Ice, but
Yeah.
the movie's called Miracle.
But that again isn't like a kid focused
Yeah.
thing, which is probably for the best.
That's a Kurt Russell joint right there.
And that also makes it a lot better. But yeah,
Miracle on 34th Street.
No.
Kind of a kids thing. All right, so that's that. Dusted that one off. Like
Didn't I roll this?
No, I think I do.
Oh.
so with that.
Because I was recently given a dice and told to roll.
So it's probably brick then.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is that how we do?
I like it when that happens.
Don't roll a
you're going
20
off
or
book
one.
with all this, so
No
I have no
idea.
idea anymore.
I'm just going counterclockwise at this point. Why don't you grab
Tony, write
that
yourself a
dice?
note. You're up next time.
That's right.
And the cycle begins anew.
Boggy Creek 2, and the legend continues.
I'll do it.
I'll be old Crenshaw.
All right,
It's
that's
a 10.
It's a 10.
It's a
Good.
round number.
Good. It's 13 on the back.
Oh,
Okay, all right,
yeah.
cool. All right, yeah. 10 is 1978 Superman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've seen this
Yeah. I guess
Whoa.
the question is, are we going to watch... wait,
We have to.
is the Donner Cut Superman 2?
Oh, it's 1 and 2.
And 2. So which one?
We have to do. Just
Or
the
are we going to do the
theatrical.
theatrical?
Wait.
Well,
Is this one of the
I guess
movies
we
with a
could,
Snyder
but-
cut?
No.
No.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
in this
we-
case, I'm going to say no.
No,
I've never seen a Snyder cut.
This is the one with the we're traveling through time by spinning around the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can
Spinning the world backwards.
You
Instead
had the
of
chance
destroying the earth. That's
to
what's-
make him watch a 4-hour movie for nothing.
And I'm gonna have to watch it too.
Right.
No, because it's not the right movie.
Tony, I will watch a 4-hour movie if you ask me.
I know, but it's more
Okay,
fun if you
so
do
next-
it by mistake.
Next episode, we're going to watch Superman.
Give me one of them.
You will believe a man can fly was the tagline for this film.
For a while.
Yeah.
Back when that shit was novel.
Right. But, we have to put on our this didn't exist before glasses when we
Yes.
watch it for sure.
Well, yeah.
In any case.
Wasn't it that he didn't fly, he just jumped real hard?
Stop asking questions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not the time.
Stop saying words. Let's end this.
yeah, please. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Adios, everyone.
I want Lou to drive his Zamboni in the sequel.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Just stop.
Good night, everybody. Also, just to quickly clarify, that was not me giving weird looks or like trying to get Joe.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, and if possible, leave a review. If you have questions, comments, or would like to sponsor an episode, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt, hoodie, and more at Teespring. Or gain access to exclusive content by becoming a patron at patreon.com/4ampodcast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.